Hey guys, today I wanted to make a video that I've been meaning to make for a while. It's basically 5 ways that you're most likely setting yourself up for failure when it comes to weight loss or with your fitness goals. And just like a little background, I've been into fitness for about 4 years now, and throughout my journey I've definitely set up myself to fail more than once, and the reason was because I just wasn't educated when I began my fitness journey. I never took the time to actually learn about nutrition or workouts or proper rest time or the psychology of just working out in general. And time after time I was just setting myself up for failure, and I really didn't know it. And it was just frustrating at times, and I was going through that. I wish maybe someone was sharing their experience so I could have been like, oh hey, this sounds like me, I'm probably doing this wrong. So that's really the reason why I'm doing this video, is just to put my give you guys examples of things I did that set me up to fail pretty much. And I'm just gonna share with you guys some of my experiences, and hopefully you could realize if you're setting yourself up for failure or avoid the mistakes that I did. So I'm gonna give you 5 things that I think are really common and happen a lot, and people don't realize it, and they're really just, by doing these 5 things, they're really just setting themselves up for failure. First thing that really set me up for failing with my fitness and my weight loss goals was having a diet that I really couldn't stick to, and this happened to me a few times. First, when I began my fitness journey, like I said, I didn't know anything about nutrition, and I didn't even think about researching or getting myself educated with it. This is when I was on Instagram, and the whole fitness thing just was blowing up everywhere. And at the beginning I used to follow people who were really into healthy eating, detox juices, eating all the greens you could possibly think of, and I followed that, and I really mimicked that to the point where I lost about, I want to say maybe 30 pounds in 2 months, which is super unhealthy. And I didn't realize I was setting up myself for failure, because when this all was happening I was losing so much weight that I was just oh, well, this is awesome, let me keep doing what I'm doing. And what happened was that eventually I started eating less and less and less and less, to the point where I would go days without eating, or eating 500 calories at the max. And yeah, I was losing weight, but it wasn't healthy, and I never stopped to think this diet isn't gonna be something I'm gonna be able to do forever. At some point I'm either gonna end up in the hospital and really malnutrition, or I'm just going to end up binging and gaining all the weight back. So this is something that actually still affects me today, because as a result of putting myself through diets that didn't make me happy, that made me miserable, that I couldn't really stick to for the long run, it just kind of started a lot of eating disorder characteristics within me, and it completely ruined my relationship with food. To this day I still kind of struggle with that a little, but not as much. First tip is that if you feel you're miserable with your diet, or you're feeling low energy levels because you're not eating enough, or you find yourself constantly thinking about food to the point that it just disrupts your day, I would definitely advise you to just take a step back and really analyze your eating habits, and see if you just be honest with yourself. That's the best thing I could say, is just be honest with yourself, because no one else can get in your mind, and no one else knows how you're feeling. So maybe if you're competing and you have a coach and they're giving you a really basic meal plan, I've been in that spot where I've wanted to compete so bad, but I had to take a step back and really ask myself, this diet that I'm doing right now, it's not making me happy. I'm so hungry, I'm under 100 grams of carbs a day. It's just, it was getting in the way of my work, my relationships. I was taking all that stress out on my relationships, with my parents, with my boyfriend. I would definitely advise you to don't do diets. Actually, eat for your health, eat to nourish your body for your training, for your workouts, and eat so you're happy, because food's gonna be around you for the rest of your life. Until the day you die, you're gonna have a relationship with food. So that's definitely tip number one. You're going to be setting yourself up for failure if you're following a diet that just makes you miserable or that is not maintainable in the long run. Number two, another way that I set myself up for failure is by doing workouts that I could not stick to either. So just like the diet, when I started my whole fitness journey, I was working out excessively. Like I would work out almost 3 hours a day for months. And yeah, of course I lost weight super quick and I loved it, but at the same time I didn't realize that I should have made my workouts around my life, not made my life revolve around my workouts, if that makes sense. And you know, it's really important to educate yourself on your workouts. It's important for you to understand that your body needs rest. You know, if you keep working out excessively and you don't let yourself rest, you know, you're more prone to injuries. You're prone to fuck up your hormones pretty much. I lost my period, my hair's falling out, I could not sleep at all. I had to I remember having to take sleeping pills, and all of this was a result of just under eating and excessive workouts. And I never even knew that was a thing, because like I said, I wasn't educated. I never educated myself. And now that I'm a personal trainer, I've had to read my books and all that stuff, and I've learned that it's so important to give your body rest, to let your muscles rest. If you don't allow your muscles to rest and recover, they're never going to grow. So you're not going to make any progress at all in the gym simply because you're not allowing yourself to rest. So that's really important for you, is to rest. And that goes back to number one. Make sure you're eating to nourish those workouts. So those are definitely two ways that I've set myself up for failure. And again, if you are, and I can't stress enough, make sure that your workouts, that you make your workouts fit your lifestyle. Don't allow your workouts to take control of your life, because life happens. If you have to work, you might have kids, you might have to go to school, I don't know, whatever you have to do, just make sure that your workouts aren't consuming your life, because then it's just going to become more of a chore and it's not going to be enjoyable. And you want to make sure you're enjoying your workouts. That's important too. Otherwise, realistically, you're not gonna stick to it, and then you're just gonna end up more upset in the long run. Because my third tip is to be patient. That was definitely my biggest setup for failure during my competition preps. I was so impatient. I would get out of bed every morning, lift up my shirt, check my abs out, go weigh myself, and I really failed to realize that I was being impatient, and I failed to realize that, hey, progress does not happen overnight. And it was something that was really frustrating, because I didn't get that concept, and I didn't allow myself to. My mom just got home. So yeah, it was really hard for me to really grasp that concept that progress does not happen overnight. And one of the biggest reasons why it was hard for me to grasp that is because at the beginning of my fitness journey, like I said, I really was under eating, and I was working out so extensively that, yeah, progress came overnight. It was the first time I actually even worked out and started eating healthy. And if you're not an active individual and you start working out, you're gonna see results really quick, because your body is just gonna be confused. It's gonna be like, oh my god, what's this? I'm burning calories. So your body, initially your body is gonna respond quickly. Now, when I was doing my bikini competition preps, yeah, the progress was really slow. I did not trust my coaches when they told me your progress is gonna be slow, just relax, just do what you're supposed to do. So like I said, I would wake up every morning, lift my shirt up, check myself out, look for abs, and that just made me so impatient, and it just drove me insane, because it just made the whole journey, the whole process of it so miserable, because I just felt like I was not making any progress. I was working my ass off. I was making sure I had my diet on point, and there was nothing was happening for weeks. My body wasn't changing. And it really discouraged me, and it made my meals taste that much worse. It made my workouts that much more annoying, because I didn't see the progress. But I know if I would have just been patient and realized that change doesn't happen overnight, then I probably would have saved myself a lot of stress during my prep. And that's why it's really important for you to be patient. And if you're impatient, you're really going to be setting yourself up for failure, because if I hadn't been prepping, I probably would have like stuck to my diet and my workouts for 2 weeks and said, fuck it, I'm not seeing any change. Like, I'm just going to go and eat whatever the fuck I want and not work out. So it's definitely really important. Another way, number 4, another way that you're probably setting yourself up to fail is if you are having any negative self-talk. And definitely a mistake I made again. I would totally like even go online, like on my Instagram, and like go through my newsfeed and see like girls who were maybe like a week out from their shows, or just girls who were in really great, amazing shape. And I would look at that and subliminally I'd be like, fuck, I don't look like that. And then I would go and like look at the mirror and be like, fuck, like I'm such a fat ass, or stuff like that. So all that negative self-talk, again, it makes your diet suck that much more. It's gonna make your workouts suck that much more. It's gonna make you a lot more impatient, and it's just gonna make you miserable, and it's gonna make you like really discredit yourself and discredit all the work that you're already putting in. So my biggest tip is just positive affirmations. Even if you feel like disgusting, just tell yourself, hey, like, you know, I may feel this certain way, but at least I can squat, or at least I can work out, at least I have 2 legs, at least I have 2 arms that work. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it's honestly like no one realizes how important like your mentality comes into play when you're trying to reach a goal, especially weight loss, because that's something that I feel like everyone, well, most people want. You know, we live in a society that's, we judge people based on looks, so obviously we all want to look our best, and when we don't, we all tend to really be harsh on ourselves and like talk ourselves down, and that just discourages you. That's just gonna discourage you. It's not gonna make you any happier, and it's gonna make the whole process just suck. And that's why my tip for that one would be just be positive, love yourself, and that's it. 5th and probably most important tip to, and it's not really like a tip, but I think my most important lesson that I've learned is that it's okay to make all of these mistakes. It's okay to set yourself up for failure. Never be embarrassed because you fail. Honestly, like failing, I don't see it as like you fail and you're done forever. Failing is just a way for you to grow as a person. It's a way for you to learn. And the only way that you're going to be setting yourself up for further failure is that if you don't recognize all of your past mistakes. If you keep making them over and over and over, then, you know, you're just going to be going around in a circle of like misery, unhappiness. Yeah, you reach a goal, then back to misery. You're never going to get out of that cycle. So it's really important for you to learn from your mistakes, and it doesn't just apply to fitness. This applies to like everything in life. If you're not learning from those mistakes, you're going to keep making them over and over and over. So if you feel like you can relate to any of these things I just spoke about or shared with you guys, I would really suggest, because this is what I've done, really step out of that situation and really be honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only one who knows how you feel, how like your diets are making you feel. You're the only one who like can reach those goals that you set for yourself. No one else can do that for you. So I would really just step out of that. Just like step out of it, look at it from a non-judgmental point of view, and just say like, hey, maybe like I'm really under eating, and like how much longer can I go on these low calorie diets on 50 grams of carbs a day? Maybe you can look, man, maybe I'm really working out too much. Like, is it really worth being in the gym for 2 hours a day? Or just realize maybe your goals are a little unrealistic and they're making you become impatient. Maybe you can try doing like weekly goals that can keep you a little more motivated, and really make sure that even if you have to like take some positive quotes and put them in your mirror so you see them every day, or on your car, or on your door, I would really advise that you guys do that and do whatever you can to really be honest with yourselves and realize if you're making any of these mistakes, because in the long run, you're just going to be setting yourself up for failure and disappointment, and you're going to be unencouraged. You're not going to be motivated, and you know, some people might give up from that because some people don't bounce back, and You know, anything you want to do with fitness, with your diet, with your nutrition, getting healthy, you know, that's all attainable, but just make sure that you go about it in a way that is not just a diet or like a workout phase or just like temporary. Make sure that you implement these things in your life as a lifestyle change, and just be patient, be positive. Do workouts that you enjoy, eat foods that make you happy and that you enjoy, and you're gonna be fine. So thanks for watching this, guys, and just subscribe and hit like. I don't know what to say, it's so weird.